Hello, welcome. I'm Julieta, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, certified sex therapist, and founder of Embodied Education and Aphrodite Counseling. And I'm going to talk about goal-oriented sex versus pleasure-based sex and presence with sex. Oftentimes, I think we've been taught, we've internalized all these messages around sexuality that have been very goal oriented and very performance based. Oftentimes, we'll think about sex with this idea of we got to focus on orgasm or penetration or having this very specific idea of what sex should look like. And we can start to become performative in those ways where we focus on what we're looking like or what we're sounding like to our partner. We're focused on what we should be doing sexually versus really coming back into our bodies and feeling what the sexual connection is like in our bodies, what this union is with our partner for us. And when we have very goal-oriented sex, that can contribute to anxiety that you might be feeling around sexuality, around performing, around making sure that you're staying hard or that you're orgasming or that you're wet enough or you're making the right noises or looking the right way. There can be a lot of this anxiety around goal-oriented sex. And also, it can really take away from just how precious and how erotic it can be to have that buildup around sexuality. If you're just focusing on orgasm or penetration, you're losing all the pleasure that you can feel throughout all of your body, not just your genitals, not just your breasts or your chest, but really focusing on all of the sensations of pleasure that can move throughout every part of your body if you really tap into it. And also building that erotic connection through touching, through kissing, through foreplay, through flirtation throughout the day with your partner. Feeling like you can savor all of these connections, all of these moments with your partner, as well as your own self and your own body. And so the first step to moving from this goal-oriented, performance-based sex into more present, pleasurable, passionate sexuality is just to really reflect on if you do find that you get goal-oriented or if you find that you start to kind of get performative when you're being sexual. And what are the internalized messages that you've carried? How did you learn about what sex should look like, what you should sound like? And starting to tap into what feels pleasurable for you. Can you slow things down? Can you take a breath? Can you focus on your breath, on your body, on the sensations that you experience when you're being with your partner? Can you two play around with sexuality and build up and see what that is like to slow down, to not just focus on orgasm or not to focus on getting to intercourse or to oral sex or whatever sexuality you tend to have be your go-to, but really savor this connection with your partner, viewing this as very precious, very intimate, and coming into your own senses, your own body, and sharing that. And you can even, if you notice you're getting very much in your head, take a break with each other, focus on your breath, focus on helping each other ground, connect with each other. It can be a really intimate, really beautiful practice. And so mindfulness, body-based embodiment practices are huge. Communication, focusing on your breath, focusing on your senses, focusing on touch, really building this erotic energy on flirtation, on sharing fantasies, on sharing sensuality. Those can all be really beautiful practices that you can use with your partner, that you two can embark on together to just start to get out of this performance, goal-oriented sex and come into this new way of being with each other sexually. And there's so many different practices that you can play around with and incorporate and really explore with each other. I have a free course that you can get on my website. If you sign up for my mailing list, you'll be able to get a free course that goes through 3 specific practices you and your partner can use. I also have a mindful sex for couples course that will have specific exercises and some mindful sex practices, embodiment practices that you and your partner can explore together so that you can find your own sexual rhythm, your own pleasure, your own passion together. And I also have a number of other free resources available on my website as well as on YouTube. I am so passionate about people being able to have really, truly deep, joyful sex and very intimate sex. And so I really want to provide as much resources to support you on your journey, on your couple's journey, on your individual journey, just sort of different ways to find pleasure throughout your life and throughout your sensuality. Thank you so much for joining me.